Trauma hits us mentally and emotionally like a wave. If you've ever been in a car accident and you were aware that the impact was about to happen and you knew that you couldn't do anything about it, the only option is to surrender all of your senses. And if you've been there, you know exactly what I'm talking about. It feels like a slow motion film right in front of your face where it's almost like the peace is undeniable because you know for certain that you're totally out of control, that there's nothing that you could do. So even trying to control the situation wouldn't make any sense because you know in that moment that it's either like, I'm either going to die here or I'm going to come out of this okay. And a lot of times we spend our lives avoiding that aspect of like, okay, I'm either going to die here or I'm going to come out okay. And those particular instances are actually the ones that pretty much capture us in time instead of us capturing them in time. So we are often in the receivership to have a perspective and witness time passing before us and be the experiencer of time passing in front of us and the sensations of being a human being in this time space. But when we are captured by time, it densifies something in us, in our energy field, and basically creates us to be off balance. Because if you consider your energy field as just like a vast open space, what happens is that one moment in time will capture us and it will densify in one area of our energy field, and we will spend our lives being controlled by that particular feeling, vibration, sensation, or experience. And whether we are in avoidance of that sensation by going, okay, I know I never want to feel like that again, so I'm going to push that out of my emotional vocabulary, or I'm actually going to do everything in my life to make sure I never have to feel that way. So you're still operating around that feeling because you're still subtly feeling it in hopes that you never have to really feel it again. So you create a life around that particular vibration and sensation. Whether you're doing that and creating a life around it, or you're actually you created positive sensations in the past where you are holding on and clinging not to necessarily trauma, but to really good vibrations and good times. And you think, oh, I need this person or this situation or this particular thing in order to feel the way I used to feel. I have a lot of clients that say, if I could just get back to feeling the way that I used to feel or being me before this thing happened. And it's so, when you understand the mind and you can look at the mind from above the mind and go, wow, you know, mental structures are a real thing. That densification of an experience lasts in somebody's energy field. It's a real thing. And the thing that is so important for people to get is if feelings are no different than entities just floating through the universe, and they're going to come through all of us. And whether we label them or not, that we're going to feel them. So to be an open vessel for life experience, which is what we basically come to Earth as, and to have an experience then get densified in us, it's almost like the impact of the car accident doesn't hurt us. It just brings us to shock. Anybody who's been severely traumatized knows that almost like the only pain happens when you realize that you've just been traumatized. It's not when the trauma's hitting, it's when you realize, wow, that was really fucked up. That something could have went really bad there. So pain doesn't actually come from trauma. Shock comes from trauma. Pain comes from afterwards, the realization that something is now different, and then trying to change it back to its original form, thinking that something in us is basically broken. And the thing that hurts to heal the mental and emotional body is actually healing itself. It's not the pain itself. So if you are living in avoidance of your past experiences, you are not open to the gift of the present moment. And there is something very beautiful about this moment for you that is gifted specifically for you. And if you're clinging to past memories and past vibrations that were better than now, and it's hard for you now to see yourself as you saw yourself before because this experience happened and it changed you somehow. I just want to say you never have to return to your original state, because we never really had an original state. The personality is something formed based on life actions, okay? And basically the personality is a densified mental structure. And yes, it's nice to have consistency. We all need an ego. We all need a personality to walk around as human beings. But the personality itself is no different than kind of a prison or a wall. And to be able to step in a higher mind and look down at your own personality, or look at the ego minds of other people and go, oh, that's just their personality talking, which is based on what I'm saying here right now, which is a moment in time captured you. Time captured you in a traumatic experience or in a really good experience you didn't want to lose. And you clung to it. And now it's hard, because when we cling to something from the past, whether it's positive or negative, we're not able to actually make room in the present. We're not filtering out that old junk enough to make room in the present. So we have blockages, even if it's a positive block, even if it's the most loving parent that you've ever had, like on This Is Us, that season finale. Oh my God, I was bawling my eyes out because it's so true. Kevin at the end says, you know, we're all, after our dad died, we all took this really big breath and we never really exhaled. And imagine that. That's what trauma does to us. It's we inhale and we hold it. And then we hold it and we hold it and we hold it and we hold it because we think that something's going to happen if we let it go. And in their case, if they let go of their father, you know, who else would carry on his name? Who else would remember him? It feels like such betrayal when you love somebody and they die, to not carry their energy field into your daily life every single day, because nobody else is going to do it. But the thing is that when that energy field is actually taking up space, and in Kate's situation on This Is Us, the energy of her father was actually taking up space that she needed to be present to her husband. She couldn't even have dreams about being present to her husband. She was dreaming about her father being at her wedding instead of her husband being at her wedding. So this is an example of a positive clinging. So I want to say that everyone has the mental capacity to either cling to the childhood, mourn the childhood that we didn't get to have. Some of us are mourning the childhood that we didn't get to have. Others are mourning the childhood that they had, and now it's gone. So whatever it is, everybody's got their thing. Everybody's got that one or multitudes of things that shape their personality based on their experience, that we were captured in time. And in order to control being captured in time, we think we have to keep it. And we go, I want to keep this feeling so I know never to do this again. And what ends up happening is that we basically build a life being controlled by a feeling that we're saying that we actually don't want to have, or being controlled by a feeling that we can actually literally create right now, but we feel like we can't because that person who created it with us is no longer there. So feelings themselves are just feelings. Like, you can recreate that feeling right now. They recreate in This Is Us feelings of Jack Pearson being alive every single day. And they love those feelings and they feel positive to them. But the thing is, and they can use all of that positive momentum also to let him go. Because when we are holding on to that kind of space, we are not making room for the beauty of the present reality that we're living in. And I work with so many people who are in situations where they go, I didn't expect to be here. I don't know where I expected to be, but it wasn't here. And they're trying to get back to a place that they've never actually been. So they're going, well, I felt good when, and they think that it's going to be when they get this, this, and this done, or when this person shows up, or this job shows up, they're going to feel something. But the reality is feelings are just feelings, and we can create them simply by allowing them to step into our energy field, which is the thing about when you capture time, and when time is captured in you and you hold on to a feeling, especially one that you're trying to avoid, which is ironic because that's what we do. Like, the fear of the car accident makes you get in the car and go, oh my God, I don't want to have that fear. So you're holding on subconsciously to that fear and creating from that fear, instead of just letting the actual experience move through you by going, I lived through that one, which is awesome. We hold on to it. So I just want to say, if you're clinging to a past that you loved, it's okay to let it go, because your future is just as bright. And those feelings that you loved can be created because you're creating the feelings. You're creating the memories. Memories can't be created without your conscious focus. So your body, your subconscious mind is constantly storing information for you, but a memory itself without your intent focus will not be a memory dense enough to resurface in you in the future when you're ready to actually integrate it, unless those present moments where you're like, oh my God, I'm in shock because this thing is happening, or whether it's falling in love and you're going, oh my God, I can't believe this is happening to me. This is so amazing. I'm captured in time right now. Or it's the trauma of the car accident where your energy body flies somewhere else, but you know you're still here, but you can't get back into yourself. The art of living is to pull all of that energy back into yourself and clean it out so you can actually make space for the opportunity to perceive what is now, the experiences that are coming into you and through you now. So if it's dead parent, if it's a past relationship that you're mourning, whatever it is, they live on in you, whether you remember them or not. And your best asset, your best almost even revenge for the past that you didn't get to have, is to create yourself a future where you have built something that you trust based on all of those experiences, rather than letting those experiences be the reason for your fear. You go, oh, I had that experience and that taught me to trust myself in this way because it taught me resilience. So I just want to say, my love, that holding on and clinging to anything that's not now is keeping you away from the gift of your presence. And I want you to see how far you've come from where you've been. And there is beauty in the present for you, even if it feels like dirt. You are sustained by it. And I want you to see that, because abundance mindset is the only thing that's going to get us out of those ideas that we are broken. Because we're not broken. We are only whole. And the art of living is to integrate all of those bits that have flown into other places, that are still captured in time somewhere else, and to pull them into now. And that be our fuel. That essence, that energy be our fuel, rather than the fuel that we're operating on, trying to run around all of those past things that we're trying to avoid. So you're allowed to let go. You're allowed to let go, okay? Because life wants to happen through you, not to you.